All right, everybody, welcome to Steve Austin Show. This is Steve Austin.
Oh, wait,
sorry. Whoa, sorry. The pot of thunder and rock and roll. Wait, that ain't it. That ain't it.
Let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
If you smell
I feel like
that ain't it.
All right.
Sorry. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Go Home Show. I am Chris Adair, and with me, as always, is the John Cena fan boy, Richard McKinney. Richard, tell the folks at home what this show is all about.
Well, now that we got that crazy trade under control, I'll go ahead and talk to you a little bit. This show is all about anything in the world of professional wrestling, whether it be WWE, TNA, ROH, or whatever else we seem to stumble upon.
Possibly even the WWE Network.
Possibly.
I'm the better man.
I don't think you are.
I have no career.
I'm really glad I have Dr. Pepper.
It's a discussion, it's commentary, it's an opinionated show, full of facts, rumors, and what have you, all in the world of professional wrestling.
And what a show we've got to talk about today.
A lot coming out of the March 10th edition of Monday Night Raw. This show rectified a lot of wrongs.
Oh, absolutely.
That we thought, the WWE screwing Daniel Bryan and da-da-da. But now, that's not a problem. Because, ladies and gentlemen, at WrestleMania, Triple H, the game, the cerebral assassin, taking on the Yes Man, the American Dragon, Daniel Bryan, one-on-one. And if Daniel Bryan wins that match, then he will be in that main event WWE World Championship match at WrestleMania, making it a triple threat match. This is what the fans want.
And so basically what we're looking at here, I mean, we've had these last couple of months where back and forth all we've seen is Daniel Bryan look like he's about to rise above, and then we have the Authority just cut.
Chop block.
Like, you're done.
A Triple H chop block.
It's been rectified all in a matter of a week. The Yes Movement occupies Raw. That is what it was.
Yeah.
I think you and I at least are kind of on the side of Stone Cold that, they understand that there is a lot of money to be made by dragging this out like they did, and finally capitalizing on the whole situation. And
I think the big wigs, as it were.
So Triple H?
Yes. They already saw the money that could be made with Daniel Bryan 6 months ago at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I think they were already moving towards this matchup. The original plan for WrestleMania was Triple H and CM Punk.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan didn't know where he was, but we knew that Batista, after the Royal Rumble, Batista and Orton, it was going to be Batista and Orton at WrestleMania. But I think if CM Punk hadn't left, then they would have continued to have the CM Punk versus the Authority rivalry.
Yeah.
And I think they still would have done the Occupy Raw thing
situation, yeah,
where Daniel Bryan takes over Raw and says, "I want my match." But it wouldn't have been tied to him having a match with Triple H.
They would have thrown him into the match.
Right.
I think over the last few years, that's not something that's really been done. Most of the builds are, they do for one pay-per-view to another almost, or maybe 2 or 3. And that's it.
Yeah.
I would say this is probably the longest storyline they've had in a long time. This is really just going to make WrestleMania that much more dramatic, if anything.
For sure, because now Daniel Bryan has to go through 2 more hoops to get to the final
as if he hasn't
checkered flag, as it were.
I think it's going to be a good payoff. I don't think we have seen the biggest yes pop just yet.
Wait until you see it at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of the show, we have Hulk Hogan coming out. He comes out and he announces that at WrestleMania, there will be a 30-man over-the-top rope battle royal, and the winner of that match will get the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy. Now, I think this is cool. I think there's a lot of people who are out there saying that, this is just so that the superstars can pick up the WrestleMania check. And I somewhat agree with that, but I think this is a good way to showcase some of the mid-card, lower-card talent, and also honor someone who was one of the biggest superstars of all time. I really like this concept because look, this will be one of those WrestleMania staples that they continue to do. They'll have the Andre the Giant trophy
we
match.
know we're gonna have something here pretty soon, since
because
certain
Taker
match is gonna be going away.
Because Taker isn't gonna be around forever, and so they need a new
They need something.
They need a new big, and I don't know if this is it,
but I will
the
say,
thing. But they're trying to build something.
And I will say, if it is
a tradition, a WrestleMania tradition.
Yeah, and I'll say that if it is, good for them for being able to rope in Hulk Hogan to introduce that, especially being as he had probably the most iconic Andre the Giant match of all time. Definitely kudos to Hogan, at least, for being able to be there for that.
Yeah. And then the music hits. Brang, 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 brang.
This is where I'm going to jump in.
Yeah.
Because we know how much Chris loves John Cena.
But I do want to say this. When John Cena started coming out, when I heard that music, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Past and present collide.
Yeah, no, and it was so good. So good. I mean, even commentary was popping for it. Like, John Cena comes out. Even he, I think, was a little, or at least he put on the good face of being starstruck about being in the ring with Hulk Hogan.
I think anybody would be starstruck.
Yeah, and I mean,
regardless of Hogan's past or his whatever, it's Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
Like, and so John Cena, he gets in the ring and he's all giddy because he's doing his thing with Hulk Hogan there for a minute. And John Cena makes the announcement, hey, I'm going to be the first one to put my name on that list for the 30-man over the top battle royal in memorial of Andre the Giant. And so that was a big deal. That was, good for John Cena, but yeah, then that happened.
Hey man, and my favorite sin is pride, man. You give people false hope. You're liars. Look above me, then you're my friend. If you look down to me, then you're my enemy. If you look straight into my eyes, then you see a god, man.
I just want to say, it was really, really funny. Like, the first thing out of John Cena's mouth was, do you even listen to that weird crap you say? Like, it just, like, I didn't expect anyone to call out the fact that, like, half of the stuff that Bray Wyatt says, most of it just doesn't really even mean anything.
I think it does mean something. It's just cryptic and
some of it does mean something, but then I think there are certain things where like they just kind of throw it in there and make it sound like it fits just to make it even weirder.
Once again, Bray Wyatt on the microphone fully encapsulates my focus.
Oh yeah, no. He's got that. He's got that on lock.
Like, you can tell this guy, he goes and he puts some hard work into these promos.
I think intertwined in all of his promos, there are just a few lines here and there where they just kind of like, they throw it in there just to add to it, just to give it some substance. It's not really necessary, but I mean, it's good. I'm not complaining at all. But, like, it was really funny to kind of hear John Cena call out Bray Wyatt like he did, because I really was not expecting anybody to do that. It was good times.
As much as Cena sometimes gets on my nerves, I thought his back and forth with Bray Wyatt was pretty good.
And I'll look forward to seeing more of that unroll over the next couple weeks.
So then after all of that deliberation, John Cena challenges Bray Wyatt to a match at WrestleMania so he can whip that candy A.
Yeah.
All over Louisiana.
Wrong guy.
And so then it's Cena versus Eric Rowan. Cena gets the win. A little Cena Hogan teasing of a tag up. Look, I don't want to see Hogan in the ring. If nothing else, it was kind of cool to see Hogan. 30 years ago he was the guy, and now you see Cena,
who is the guy,
kind of just right there. Haven't seen that in almost 10 years. I think the last time we saw that was in 2005. So after that, Swagger and Big E Langston one-on-one. I like what they're doing here. Big E taking the victory, and after the match, Swagger and Cesaro getting into a little spat. And Zeb gets really pissed, and he's like, he takes off the vest. And when Zeb takes off the vest, you know he means business. He says, shake each other's hands right now. They shake hands. Cesaro puts a little too much pressure on the handshaking. Hurts Jack Swagger's hand a little bit. There's still a little animosity between those two guys.
Yeah, there's gonna be.
After that, it was the Undertaker's address.
Dude!
Yeah. And before Taker can even get a word in, Paulie
at the ramp.
Paulie dangerously comes out
The Walrus.
and says, Mr. Undertaker. He starts chronicling superstars that couldn't quite hold a streak. Guys like Triple H, like HBK, like Austin, like Hogan, like Cena. 21-0, that's where the legend is. That's where a man becomes a myth and the myth becomes a legend. So Paulie says, please do not face Brock at WrestleMania. Pretty much saying that Brock Lesnar is going to destroy The Undertaker at WrestleMania and that Brock is really the only man that can possibly break the streak. Taker, very crisp and very clearly, states fear of death is far greater than death itself. The fear of the unknown is the greatest fear of all. And at WrestleMania in New Orleans, Brock Lesnar will rest in peace. Very chilling words from The Undertaker. So, after that, it was the Brotherhood taking on the Shield. And this match shows that the Shield are back in business. They're back on their stride because the Shield beating the Brotherhood. This is the first time we've seen the Brotherhood in a couple weeks. Once again, and we'll say it until it's not true, people, that when you put the Brotherhood, the Usos, the Shield, the Wyatts, you put these guys in a match together, and you've got gold. No doubt about it. They showed it on the March 10th edition of Monday Night Raw.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, when it comes to physicality, and it's just entertaining stuff right here. I mean, watch this match if you want to see some cool stuff. You know, just great finishes, great high spots, just fantastic matches. After that match, we see Daniel Bryan coming out, and he says that the movement is going to occupy Raw. And, what does that mean? He begins to file fan after fan, filling the ring and just the ring area in general with fans, with the Yes movement.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it was. I mean, there was. I wonder if they're gonna post like how many people. Like they should do that later.
Totally.
Like I want to know how many people were just in the ringside area.
Yeah.
Just for my own personal curiosity's sake. But I mean, there was so much power in what they did.
Triple H goes out and he says, "You guys got about 30 seconds before I call security and get you all out of here."
And I'm sure I'm not alone, but the very second I heard them say that, I had to laugh a little bit about it.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, you and what, like,
yeah.
Really? How much security you got back there, bro? Like,
and these two bald dudes, these goons, come out. The security just like looks at it for a few minutes and are like,
no,
this ain't happening. And they walk out. So then Triple H's like, do your jobs.
Yeah.
Do your jobs.
And then they're just like, yeah, nope.
And then Stephanie goes insane.
Yeah, she
went $1 billion princess.
Between her and Triple H, I think they both about popped a blood vessel. Like,
I mean,
goodness.
Just screaming at the top of her lungs, just like, go away, please.
Yeah.
Go away.
and very quick to point out that this is her her show. This is
Yes.
her ring.
This was always mine.
Yeah, the second I was born, it was
Power.
mine.
Power.
Yeah. Also kind of funny how they both made a power trip statement
Yeah,
towards
they're
Daniel
like,
Bryan.
Daniel, your power trip, it gets to your head. I want the power. And then she doesn't say, this is mine. It's like, whoa.
Let's just pull it back a second there. But
Yeah.
I mean, such a good segment. Daniel Bryan said, "All right, Triple H, you know what you got to do to get us out of this ring? I want you at WrestleMania." And
You want a match? You got it.
that is by far the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
And to make matters worse for Triple H's blood vessels, Daniel Bryan's like,
Oh,
well,
there was one more
Yeah.
thing. And, like, of course,
as much
everyone...
as the people want to see me beat you at WrestleMania, I think they also want to see me in that world title picture. If I win the match, then I get added to the WWE World Title match at WrestleMania. And then he's like, no, no, no.
This whole, like, just such gold.
And then the security pulled him back, and
Yeah,
that's it.
That security thing kind of backfired on Triple H.
So clearly Triple H not happy. The payoff is coming, ladies and gentlemen, and at WrestleMania, I 100% guarantee, courtesy of me, that at WrestleMania we are going to see a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion in Daniel Bryan.
My name is Richard McKinney, and I approve this message.
The main event was the Big Show, his first match on Raw for a little while, teaming up with Daniel Bryan to face Evolution is a mystery, all change and no one sees. Evolution returning here tonight, sort of. It's Randy Orton and Batista. They're not on the same page at all. So Randy Orton, huge, RKO's the Big Show. Batista spearing Randy Orton on accident as Daniel Bryan moved out of the way. Daniel Bryan hitting the knee on Batista, and then after a little deliberation in the ring, Daniel Bryan hitting the knee on Randy Orton, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and pinning him in the center of that ring.
Which is
one,
just
dos, tres.
not good for Randy Orton.
Not good for Orton.
Not good for Batista either, really. Like, this is going to go back to me and Chris are both just going to go on record and say that we guarantee you there
100%.
will be a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion by the end of WrestleMania 30.
I will even go as far to say as sure as The Undertaker will continue his streak, Daniel Bryan will win that title at WrestleMania.
Just making guarantees left and right here.
I mean, there's no other way they can go with this.
Yeah, no, there's not. But I'd say solid show, man.
Yeah.
Chris, 1 out of 10, what would you give this show?
There was one part of this show that I felt like that doesn't need to be there. We didn't even talk about it, and it was the Divas match. Everything else in this show had some purpose. You had the Daniel Bryan saga. Hogan announcing the Andre the Giant Memorial 30-man over-the-top battle royal. You had Cena and the Wyatts. Christian and Sheamus. Fantastic,
very good match.
hardcore match. The Real Americans. You had the Usos. You had the Brotherhood. You had the Shield. And the night went by like that. Raw. The March 10th edition of Raw. I'm giving it a solid 8.
Nice. I'm gonna try to not be over generous. I mean, just this show was solid. It delivered a lot of things that the fans have been hoping for. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and agree with you there. Just leave it at an 8. There was not much missing from this show.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of things could have been better, but
There's always room for improvement.
yeah, always going to be room for improvement. This show had a specific purpose.
Yeah.
And that purpose was fulfilled. So kudos to the WWE on fixing all of those giant problems that they had. But do our outro thing.
Okay. I was getting there, buddy.
Good.
Thank you for telling me how to do my job.
I don't know if this is a job. We don't really get paid for this.
Not yet. Ladies and gentlemen, did the Go Home Show sell it for you? Let us know on the Twitter at The Ref is Blind. That's where you can reach me. And Richard, where can they catch you, good sir?
Hit me up on Twitter at Rich Country. Give us some feedback, some comments. If you want us to talk about anything, share any opinions or thoughts, let us know. And we will definitely get that on here for you.
We are open to criticisms.
Absolutely. But don't make me cry. I'm gonna cry about it.
I don't know what to say to that.
Good.
Richard, I think it's time to go home, man.
It's really bad when you do that.
But it actually sounds really good when I edit.